What's up, everybody?
We're so happy you came out to see us tonight.
Make some noise!
Yeah. We got some new faces, we got some old faces. We just got a full house tonight. This is great, guys.
Thank you all so much for coming out. We really appreciate it. This is exciting stuff.
As you all know, this is the monthly showcase that I put on. This is the VFW Winners Showcase, where we open up the pantheon of victors for the VFW Open Mic Night.
Yeah.
And we bring you a jam-packed lineup.
For those of you who don't know, Shawn and I, every week, we host an open mic night. If you'd like to come hang out and see the show, it starts at 8:30. It's a lot of, you get to see a lot of the cool local talent, and you get to see us work out the stuff we're going to eventually do for big groups of people like this. And it's a lot of fun, and we pick a winner, and this is what tonight is.
Exactly.
We're showcasing the best of the best.
We've also got a little extra detail.
Oh, yeah.
Spicy detail.
Yeah, we do. We have one extra comic tonight that we're very excited to have on. And we're excited to have her here. And with that, we want to... Oh, wait. As always, I always forget to make this announcement. But as always, everybody, take care of your bartender behind the bar. Give it up for you. And now, let's kick this bitch off. Please welcome my buddy and co-host, Shawn Singleton!
Oh, it's really nice you guys came out. You know, I know everybody's had probably like a really interesting week. Some people maybe had some problems. You know, I've been dealing with some problems too. God, it's hard to say. I've been dealing with a really loose sphincter lately, and yeah, you know, I don't know. I drink a lot. I black out at night. I don't know what happens. Maybe I just try and shove too much stuff down there. You know, at this point I should clarify, I mean the sphincter between your esophagus and your stomach. Acid reflux is a literal bitch, you guys. I chew Tums preemptively before I go to bed now. I go through so many Tums that I just need to start. I actually ended up getting a job at Walgreens in high school. The entertaining part of that was every quarter you go over safety training, and they're like, you know, we value you here as an employee at Walgreens, that's why we pay you minimum wage. And we don't want you to ever take so much pride in your job that doesn't allow you to have a paid bathroom break. That you would stand in the face of an attacker, an armed robber, and try and defend the store that doesn't even give you health insurance. We don't want you to do that. Here at Walgreens, we value you, and we don't want you to ever stand in the face of a robber or, you know, like, fight them. And I'm like, bitch, you pay me minimum wage. This was not a conversation we ever needed to have. If you ever thought I was going to stand up to somebody here at Walgreens and be like, you can't have any of the goods here, this is Walgreens! You were sorely mistaken. I'm like, hey, you hate Walgreens too? Let's be friends. All the money's under the till. I can give you the codes to unlock cosmetics and photo, and there's drugs in the back. Because we're a drugstore. I had a conversation. I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and he'd just gotten back from Europe, and he was talking about how pretentious bidets were. You know, because over there, a lot of the bathrooms have bidets, and he's like, it's a pretentious concept. I'm like, you know, they're just for assholes, man. Bidets are just for assholes. It doesn't matter what you think is pretentious or not. The only useful point is for assholes. Okay, you guys like wordplay, so this is going to be really bad. I find it curious that it's contortionist and not contortioner. But it does kind of make sense because it sounds better to say that NASCAR is for professional and amateur fans of racers and not professional and amateur racists. I mean, one kind of makes more sense, but it definitely doesn't sell as well if you're NASCAR. But we're not NASCAR, so who fucking cares? Some of you can see I have a wedding ring on. I actually just celebrated my first year anniversary. Being married is awesome. However, it does give you the lamest excuses whenever your friends want to do fun stuff now. Like, it was a couple months ago, I had a bunch of buddies, other comic buddies, that are like, hey, we're going to go down to Oklahoma City. We're going to go do a bunch of open mics for a weekend, maybe hit up the Weed Con that's happening. I'm like, well, that sounds like the best day ever. Let me check my schedule, guys. And I looked on there and I'm like, oh, toots. I gotta go with my in-laws to see Hamilton that weekend. I'm not gonna be able to go get high and do lots of jokes with y'all. The next time it comes around, you guys are you're gonna do bath salts and go take over the Tulsa Aquarium? That sounds fun. Fuck, Saturday morning? No, I gotta go to the farmer's market, man. Jesus. The final call, it's like, you guys are going to the Super Bowl with Kenny Rogers? Holy shit, no. Gotta go buy furniture that day. Then I'm gonna get my balls taken off. We had some bats in our attics recently. Attics, I don't know why I said that plural. I live in a fucking rental home. It's one attic that I never go into because there's bats in it apparently. I called though like a live catch guy because bats are great for the environment. I'm not trying to get rid of them, but I didn't need it in the house. So I called someone to catch it and do a release program. So this guy comes out, he catches the bat, puts it in the cage. He's leaving the front door. He's walking out. Up the driveway as I bid him adieu. Thank you, good sir. Thank you for catching the bat. Up are walking, I do this joke explicitly for you, Bradley. Up come two Jehovah's Witnesses trying to peddle their wares to me. And as they're coming by, the guy with the bat in the cage passes them, and a moment happens, and it's a moment that it's something I've been waiting for ever since I saw the original Adam West Batman. The guy goes by with the cage. The bat gets scared by the Jehovah's Witnesses and screeches. The Jehovah's Witnesses jump in the air. At this moment, I lock eyes with the pest control man because he knew what was coming. And I said, "Jump in Jehovah's Witnesses, Batman." I'll leave you guys with one thing. Jay, it was a really crowded place. I was trying to get a beer, and it's crowded. There's this lady behind me, and all I can hear is she's talking about R. Kelly. And she's talking about how much she hates R. Kelly and anyone who listens to him, and how he's a terrible, terrible human being. And she's not wrong. I mean, the man's a great musician, terrible person. And she's just talking about that, and she keeps bumping into me. It's crowded, she can't control that, but she keeps hitting me, just like biting my heels, what do you call that? Flat tiring me. And like the fourth or fifth time it finally happens, she finally apologizes. She's like, I'm so sorry, it's just crowded in here. I don't mean to keep bumping into you. I'm like, that's okay. I don't find nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. The look on that woman's face was the world's greatest. The sheer ignition in that scowl. If I could turn back the hands of time, I wouldn't. In that moment, I believed I could fly. I'm going to fly on out of here, guys. We're going to get this show rolling. Are you guys ready for your first comedian of the evening? VFW, please help me and Zach give a warm welcome to Mr. Brian Bizjack.
Thank you so much, VFW, for coming out on a Friday night. Some of you may know me from a show I do. It's called Insult Attack. It is a roast battle style show where comedians go head to head, and it's been great for me to get to know how some of my fellow Tulsa comedians really feel about me. Like, one guy even got his 11-year-old daughter to make fun of me. His 11-year-old girl told me that I look like a breadstick dipped in ranch dressing. And then last month, Zach Amon told a crowd of people that I look like the pool boy from Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island. Thank you, Zach. I recently turned 35, and when you're in your 30s, you realize about half your friends are aging like bottles of fine wine. And about half your friends are aging like open cans of natural light. It's rough. Another thing that happens when you're in your 30s is your dreams change. For instance, 20s dream, I'm gonna be rich and successful. 30s dream, I'm gonna pay some of the bills next month. 20s dream, I'm gonna live in a big fancy house. 30s dream, I'm gonna live in an apartment complex that has not been on an episode of Cops. Using the whole area back here. 20s dream, I'm gonna be on Comedy Central. 30s dream, I'm gonna do my best at the VFW. So I've been learning about comedy at coffee shops and bars around Tulsa. And after about 2 years of practice, I'm proud to say that I now know a lot more women with nose rings. Which is a big deal for a breadstick dipped in ranch dressing. Do I look like I would normally know a lot of cool girls with nose rings? I look like I know a lot of moms from Broken Arrow. And those moms don't put rings in their noses. Some of them need to save that room for the cocaine. I know a lot of moms because I'm a parent myself, and being a parent means asking yourself the tough questions. Like, what's the best flavor of Capri Sun to mix with Everclear? The answer is all of them. The only problem is when you're shit-faced, getting that little yellow straw through that silver pouch of frustration. It's tough. I recently discovered that if you leave Netflix Kids on for long enough, eventually a screen will pop up that asks you if you want to continue being a shitty parent. The answer is, roll that Paw Patrol. Daddy's busy. He's drinking his special Capri Sun. My wife is 100% Latina, which means I like dipping my chip into the spicy salsa. It also means our 4-year-old daughter, Lucia, is 50% Latina and 50% white. And yesterday, she was watching too much Netflix Kids, so I just turned that off. And Lucia responded by throwing a knife at me. And it was in that moment I realized my daughter is 100% Latina. If she was white, she just would have demanded to speak with a manager. Which wouldn't have worked because my wife was out of town. When I was in middle school in the 90s, skateboarding was really popular. All my friends had stickers that said, "Skate or die." I was at the skate park last week, and I saw a kid with a sticker that said, "Skate fast and eat ass." Excuse me? When I was 14, that was not on the menu. I'm terrified to ask these kids these days what they even think first base is. It's probably like intense eye contact with choking. Some freaky shit they learned off of the Snapchat or TikTok. These kids scare me. I went to middle school here in Tulsa at Montecasino, and in 6th grade in Montecasino computer lab, my password was Montecasino sucks. My best friend's password was teacher big boobs. Then we found out Miss Thomas could see our passwords. She did not think they were funny. Whenever I talk about middle school, I'm always reminded of the biggest movie in 90s middle school history, Titanic. There's a famous scene in the movie Titanic where Jack and Rose sneak into the back of a car. And they just start going at it hot and heavy. It gets hot in the car, the windows fog up, they just start dripping sweat. And then Rose's hand just slaps the glass. Because Jack has turned that Ford Model T into a Ford Model D. As a 7th grader in the theater, I'm watching this like, oh my. This is the hottest thing I've seen in my 13 years. As a 35-year-old rewatching it, I'm like, what the fuck was wrong with Jack and Rose? That was some guy's car. A man paid good money to transport his vehicle across the Atlantic Ocean on the frickin' Titanic. And now these 2 young punks want to treat his car like it's a porta potty at Rocklahoma. I mean, now the backseat is just coated in crotch sweat. And you know Jack's poor ass didn't use a condom. Imagine if this guy's wife finds his car in this condition. If my wife looks in the back of my Nissan and she finds an unexplainable sex mess, her first thought will not be, oh, this must be the result of forbidden young love. No, she's going to think, oh, Brian banged a prostitute. I'm going to stab him. Thank you guys so much. I'm Brian Bizjack. Come on, Bizjack, everybody, keep it going.
He's right, that poor car.
Just disrespect. Zach, do you want to introduce our next?
I do. Please, everybody, welcome to the stage, Jessica Milford!
Hello, guys. I'm happy to be home. For those of you who don't know me, I've been gone for several months. I had to move to Oklahoma City a couple months ago, and so it is fucking good to be home. Thank you. The other day I was watching Fox News because I'm fucking obsessed with Fox News. I know, personal flaws, but I love it. I'm obsessed with it. It's a train wreck and I can't look away. And they had George Bush's speechwriter as their special guest. Who the fuck wants to talk to George Bush's speechwriter? That guy is like king of doing the worst jobs in history. Like, he's absolutely the worst at his job. The only person that I can think that they might interview after him might be Betty Shelby. I'm happy to be home! That's a Tulsa joke! I miss you guys a lot. When I don't see you on Facebook, when I can't look at you online, I watch you on First 48, and it's nice. I'm happy to be home. Oklahoma City, how's it going? How's it going? A security guard told me to suck a dick the other day. There's no joke there. That's what he told me. He had a crush on me, if it makes it any better. I moved down there because my job gave me money. We like money. They didn't tell me they were moving me to the hood, though. I live basically across the street from the Admiral Memorial Walmart. Yeah, like I've been there during the day and it's not that bad, but I had to go there early one morning and it's like 5:45, like early, and the doors weren't open. And I'm like, why the fuck is your Walmart not 24 hours? What the fuck happens? Are you tired of getting robbed at this Walmart? It's fucking creepy. So I go in this Walmart and I'm walking down the shampoo aisle. I just need my shit, you know? And there's like these Mormons, like a bunch of them, like, and you know what they, you know, they got the pants and belt and the times, you know? And the first thing I hear is 2 guys discussing why women were made, like the purpose of women. I'm like, okay, fuck this. So I find an employee and I'm like, oh, we got a problem? And she's like, that's really creepy. And I'm like, I agree. And she's like, I'll get a manager. And I'm like, thank you. And she's like, do you want to hold my knife? And I'm like, no, they're fucking Mormons. I don't think it's that serious. But apparently they're ready to go in this Walmart. And so my boss moved me to the hood. Also, I can't get any help from the cops in Oklahoma City. It doesn't make sense. I have been spit at. I saw a woman 6-piece her fucking boyfriend in the back of the head. Somebody threatened to blow my office up. I called 911, and it took them more than an hour to respond to a bomb threat in Oklahoma City. 911 called me back an hour later, and they were like, it's shift change, and we're sending somebody your way. Can you, if it was on fire, would they call me like, hi, have you put it out yet? Like, no, it's still fucking on fire. Or like somebody was having a heart attack, like, no, we've been fucking doing CPR for an hour. Like, we need help, that's why we called you. I had some girlfriends come down last weekend, and we had a girls' weekend. It was really nice. And after the bar let out, we went outside, and we got kind of harassed a little bit by these guys. One of them knocked my phone out of my hand. I got pissed. He dropped it on the ground, and I pushed him. And then it became a ragging session. He was like, ooh, you dropped your Android, you broke. I'm like, bro, you liked me like 10 minutes ago. Like, what happened? It was like a quick ragging session. And he was like, you dropped your Android, you broke. I bet your Snapchat ain't shit. But his friends, they kept approaching us. They kept coming after us. And we had to push them away. We're like, get away, get away. And there were cops in the street. I looked at a cop, and I'm like, hey, can I get some help? And this cop ignored me. And I was like really, really sad about it. And my girlfriends, this is probably a good time to mention, one of them's Native, one of them's Puerto Rican, and one of them's Black. And they thought that this was the funniest shit that I always upset. They're like, you're just now figuring out that the cops aren't your friends? Like, what's wrong, white girl? Do you not know that Santa isn't real? Should we tell you about the Easter Bunny next? You're on your own, bitch. Like, come on. My dog has had a bad time since he's been there. I can't go get him groomed. I tried to get him groomed. And he came home with the most pink, chapped ass that I've ever fucking seen. I was so sad. I was like, did something happen to my dog at this groomer? I called them, and they were like, no, he just expanded his anal glands. And I'm like, that's exactly what the fuck I thought you were going to say to me. Like, what did you do with my dog? I know what expanded anal glands is. They played just the tip of my fucking dog. I can't even take him to the groomers. Open mic. Oh my god, I cannot make any friends. I went to open mic there, and so Oklahoma City is like right next to Norman. Like they're like butt buddies, like that. And Norman is like, oh you, I'm a cowgirl, go Pokes. And I told a room full of white men dressed as a cat on Halloween that I fucked black guys and that Crimson and Cream looks like a bad week and some dirty panties. I damn near got booed off stage, so I haven't made any friends, and so that sucks. This is nice though. I went to Oklahoma City single. If you know me, I was dating somebody before I left. It was a bit of an open relationship, actually. By that, I mean I was dating him, and he was cheating with me on everybody openly. I found out about it when I checked his Facebook. There was this girl who was stalking him pretty heavy. I'm like, who is she? And I looked at her shit, and it turns out that was his actual girlfriend. She had this meme. She said, it's 2 a.m. and you're talking about y'all should be together, and he's out there eating Ashley's ass. Taking shots at me, right? And I was super upset because I had no idea that he ate ass. We had been together for 3 months, and I'm a vegetarian. Like, that's the whole reason that I stopped eating meat. I really like being a vegetarian, being single and being a vegetarian. I learned a lot about meat replacements. There's a big market out there for that, for meat replacements. You don't even need meat anymore. You don't. It's better for you. There's less health risks, less hormones, less grease. Guys like it too. introduced a couple of my guy friends to some meat substitutes, and they like it. It spices things up. These are dildo jokes, guys. I'm excited to say this. I found me a man in Oklahoma City, guys. I got me a whole man in these streets. He goes down on me voluntarily and enthusiastically. It's the best. I'm introducing him to this meatless lifestyle, you know. I went to Walmart the other day because we had a date, and I bought a candle, 10 zucchinis, and a bottle of wine. Like, my cashier was, like, really concerned about me, you know? Like, she was trying not to make eye contact, and I'm fucking cheesing because I'm excited about it. Let's see. Okay, so I'll end on this. New man, getting to know each other, right? Me and my guy, we smoke weed, a lot of it. And so we had a little weird conversation the other day. And he was like, what kind of apocalypse do you think that you could survive? And I didn't want to answer. I had an answer, but I didn't want to answer. And he's like, no, go ahead. So I was like, well, maybe it's not going to be the rapture. You know me. Jesus ain't beaming me up tomorrow. If that happens, that ain't it. I was like, but you know what I can't fuck with? I could probably survive like an alien takeover. Because like an alien takeover, I mean, they're just like about the anal probing thing, right? And then they're going to figure out that I'm not going to fight with them on that. And they can do like future experiments on me and like keep me around for a little while. I was like, I think I could win. And I was really embarrassed because I just told my new boyfriend that I'm really into butt stuff. But then I was really excited because now my new boyfriend knows that I'm really into butt stuff. You guys are having me home. Have a good night. Thank you.
New York, Jesse Milford. Yes, butt stuff.
What a tagline.
What a tagline. That's gonna. You need to make that a shirt.
It's already a shirt.
Well, fuck. Never mind. Koozie. Do a koozie.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is my esteemed pleasure to introduce our next comic of the evening. Please, VFW Centennial Lounge, help me in welcoming Mr. Bradley McPherson!
I'm just trying to talk into the mic. Doing the best workout here I can. How are you guys doing tonight? Yeah, one thumbs up. All right. I like that enthusiasm. That is the right amount of enthusiasm. My name is Bradley McPherson. I was actually born and raised a Jehovah's Witness.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know a lot of you are excited. You think I'm about to recruit you. And I am. We're going to talk about stuff the rest of my set. That's all we're going to do. And at the end of this, it's a revival. Get excited. Just kidding. I'm not still a JW. I was born and raised. I woke up eventually. It's been a good day. Actually, I managed to convert after, like, you know the worst part about being a Jehovah's Witness? Like, you go to somebody's door, you've taken the time out of your day to go there, and you knock, and they're like, babe, the Mormons are here. Motherfucker, I didn't bike here, I drove. I'm embarrassing. And now it's turned to football. Perfect. All I'm saying is that I have no DUIs. I didn't have to bike here. That's my point. It is kind of problematic. I am ex-JW, but my ex-wife still is JW, so it kind of creates problems with raising our kids. Recently she called me and was like, you'll never guess what happened. I was like, what? And she was like, Ansley got sent to the principal's office. I was like, what the fuck happened? And she was like, well, she got in trouble for saying fuck. I was like, oh, that's probably my fault. And I was like, well, how did she use it? Like, exclamatory, like, oh, fuck. or derogatory, like, hey, fuck you. And she was like, Brad, she's 5. No right way to say fuck at 5? I disagree. That's what makes me a bad parent. I don't know, I've had a weird life. I'm a weird guy. Like, I was a big nerd growing up. I mean, that's unsurprising. Like, I like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Dungeons and Dragons. I like some D&D. I'm a big fan of D&D. It's definitely the best birth control the church hasn't come out against yet. Like, if you're worried about your child, get them a player's handbook. Despite the name, I guarantee you it's more effective than condoms. I think that instead of teaching abstinence, we need to teach 5th edition. Not 4th edition, that's basically a glorified miniatures game, am I right?
Yes.
D&D enthusiasts, you. I don't know, I have weird thoughts. I recently was thinking about, like, car names are weird. Like the Ford Focus, Ford Explorer. I don't know what they're trying to tell me. I presume it's about Jeffrey Epstein. Like, you need to be an explorer for the truth. You gotta focus on the facts. He was about to F-150 of the most powerful people. I could be wrong. When I was a child, the Wii had just come out, and I had to go to the doctor for a Wii-induced injury. The Wii boxing game is very athletic, if you do it the way I do it. And I had been Wii boxing all night with my friend, and I had pulled some sort of muscle here, and so I had to go to the doctor, and I went to the doctor, and I was like, so I pulled a muscle playing with my Wii, and he was like, that's all I need to know. It happens to a lot of young men. I was like, no. It's a game that I play. And he's like, no, I don't want to hear any more about it. I was like, no. I have a buddy. He and I were playing it together. He was like, please stop. It's a true sad story. You know what the worst part about seeing your grandpa naked is? Learning that you come from a long line of tiny penises. Not what you want. A lot of people have been asking me, like, hey, can you comment more about kind of what's going on in the news? And I was like, I can absolutely not do that. I can tell you about things that were in the news, and let's talk about those. Like nuclear proliferation. I know a lot of people have been like, what's your opinion on nuclear proliferation? And I have one. You're welcome. I'm a middle-aged white male. I have an opinion. I've changed my opinion, though, because I was anti-proliferation. I didn't want people to have nukes. But now I've changed that opinion. I think every country needs nukes. I'm pro-nukes. I just think the best way to stop a bad country with a nuke is a good country with a nuke. Right? That's good logic. I could be wrong. I don't know. One of the other things that's fallen out of the news lately is the Middle East. Nobody's talking about this war that we've been in for like 16 years. I think that the Middle East and unenthusiastic handjobs are basically the same thing. Nobody wants to be involved. Like, as it's happening, you're like, I want to be done with this, but I don't know how to pull out. If you had known that this was how it was going to end, you wouldn't have started. Right? Another thing that's fallen out of the news, Black Lives Matter movement. I think that that's an important movement. I support it big time. I will say, I think they could benefit from a rebrand. Maybe change it to the Black Beings Count movement. That way you can have big signs that say BBC. Like, the BBC is penetrating America. Yeah, I can feel it deep in my gut. I don't know. I'm a branding genius, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Well, that's been my time. I appreciate you guys coming out. Thanks so much for having me.
Please welcome Sophia Starr! Here we go, she's on the way! Keep it going, keep it going! This is tough!
How you guys doing? There's a lot of good-looking people. All the good-looking people, give yourself a round of applause. Yeah. Now you other ugly motherfuckers, go ahead. I'm so glad. Like people obviously think they're good-looking, so they clap the first round. I'm like, I saw you bitches come in. So I'm just gonna test the waters. Cock. Can I say that? Asshole, obviously I can say that. It gets you excited, huh? Yeah. The holidays are here. Are you guys excited for that bullshit? No. You're fired, sir. I am not sucking your weenie later. I hate the holidays. That just means like New Year's is gonna be here, and then we're all gonna have a New Year's resolution. That shit sucks. I guess I'll do like everybody else and try to lose weight this year, get skinny. Yeah, because everybody does that bullshit come January. But I don't really want to like be skinny. I just want to lose some of my belly, a lot of my belly, so when I masturbate, I don't have to like suck in. I can actually reach my vagina. I want to do that because it's so hard to come when you're like sucking in and you can't fucking breathe. Like, I'm almost there. Like, I swear, when I manually masturbate, it takes like 3 hours. I burn 2,500 calories. I'm so fucking disappointed. Like, and what happens is my arm goes over my belly button, and it like does that suction cup noise. It's like a little vortex. I'm like, this fucking sucks. So, like, I was watching TV, and I got this idea. I was watching the 600-Pound Life. I love that movie or that show because I feel thinner when I watch it. They're using that gopher gripper thing to wipe their ass. A few of them, you know the thing where you go up high. I thought, oh my god, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna masturbate with it. Like really reach down there. Like the first time I did it, like I squeezed too hard and I almost pulled my clit off. I was like, oh god, what is it? I would have pulled it off. I would have had to put it in a baggie of eyes, come to the hospital, be like, can you sew that shit on? Please tell me. So I just want to lose a little bit of weight. Like my kids actually motivate me to want to get thinner. Like I was cleaning the house a few weeks ago, and I saw some of my old clothes. You know how you save some of your old shit? Be like, I found a shirt and it said Angel in rhinestones. I'm like, I remember that shirt. Every time I put it on, I got some mad numbers. Like it got the guys going. I'm gonna try that shit on. I can't be that much far apart. So I put that shit on and I'm thinking, yeah, I look fucking good. My daughter walks in the bedroom, she's looking at me, I'm like, what do you think? Yeah, Mama still got it. She came up to me with her baby doll and put like her baby doll right down there. What had happened is it squeezed my nipples, and my nipples had fallen like outside the shirt, and she like put her baby doll up there to suck a nipple. I'm like, I probably need to lose a little fucking weight, that bastard. Bastard, I do have kids. I want to lose a little bit of weight because I want to like walk and talk at the same time. You know, when you're walking, like right now, I'm out of breath because I'm fucking fat. Like I want to be able to do that. Like I was even on to my teenager, I was all in it, like, oh, you motherfucker, your grades are fucking bad. And I'm like, I'm very disappointed in you. And my son was like, Mom, you need my inhaler? And I'm like, no, motherfucker, I need a glass of water. I just need to sit down. And I must have passed out. Like when I came to, my little girl had taken over. She's like, me and your mom are really, mad at you right now. And I'm like, what the fuck? And she looked at me and she's all like, next time hydrate, amateur. I was like, yeah. I need to lose some weight. Not just to masturbate better, because I think it would help. Because you know what? I'm a big girl and I got chunky lips down there. Like, I feel like we're all friends. I feel like I could share that with you. You probably don't because you're thin, but like, you know, like our lips make noises, like you go to touch it, it's like, but yours is right all bone and probably too bone. Kids. I'm like any good parent. Like I only like my children during like tax season. Like whenever I'm like, yeah, I got children, I love them motherfuckers. But then when I'm like broke in May, I'm like, I ain't got no kids, I don't love them motherfuckers. You probably have the same thing. But I do, I have 2 kids. My daughter, I asked her, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she said, a stranger, because they always have candy. She got me like, no people. But she took that stranger danger talk a little too seriously. I'm like, she's gonna be my home. She is. My 17-year-old, he's alright. I'm like, look what she did to mommy's body. And he's like, yeah, look what McDonald's did to mommy's body. I hate him. He's got OCD real bad. Anybody in here got OCD? That's about a bitch. That is about a bitch. Like, he wants to organize shit. Like, the dishes, he's got to organize them. Like, the dirty forks, the dirty spoons, everything's got to be organized, but he's still a lazy fucking teenager. I'm like, why didn't you fucking do the dishes? He's like, I'm still a lazy fucking teenager. Makes sense. Makes sense, dirty fucking teenager. I am divorced. How many divorcees do we have? Yeah, you know, when I tell married folks about this, like married women, like, oh, I've been divorced 2 years, they say the same damn thing. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, bitch, why? I was married to a fucking redneck for 10 years. My house no longer smells like ass and like beer burps. I'm winning. I'm fucking winning. Like, these in my house are not put together by, you know, duct tape anymore. I'm like, this is a win-win for me. But I have been dating. Any dating people? Anybody on a date now? Woo! Y'all? You too? Yeah. You guys just fucking, what are you doing? What do you need to know? You're tapping that ass, aren't ya? Yeah. You suck his dick, don't ya? You got the stretch marks around your mouth. The hoe knows a hoe. Let me smell your breath. You got a good one though. That's good dick. Ain't that good dick? I don't know personally because I don't want to get him in trouble for later. Are y'all a couple? Y'all a couple? Yeah. You are a couple? Yeah. Like, I'm all about the ladies being with the ladies. Mm-hmm. Like, I tried lesbianism back in college for like a week, and then when it was my turn to go down, I was like, I got something in my throat. She put my head down there anyway. Like, oh yeah, I was not ready for that shit. I'm like, mine don't smell like this. Well, let's do this. But I have been on a lot of the dating sites. I found out that now that I'm over 40, a lot of the younger guys like me, which is bullshit to me. I don't understand that bullshit. Like, I don't. I had this 26-year-old texting me. And he was all like, baby, I want to come over and lick your asshole. That's what he was saying to me. That's what the young guys do nowadays. They lick that. You don't do that, sir, because you're of age. But the younger guys, I've never licked an asshole. I did not have to do. I bought the girl dinner and then she sucked my penis. That's how that shit went. But the dudes, they lick that. You lick asshole? You look like an asshole licker.
So of course.
You lick the asshole. But yeah, but even though, like, I want to come over and lick your asshole and being like over 40, I responded like an over 40 woman would. Like, you don't know what I ate for lunch today. That's all I was worried about. I was like, oh my god. But I do work in an office. And so I like to bring my new younger men around the office because I work with a bunch of horny ass fucking women. Like it's kind of like who works in the office? Like when they send out that email, hey, there's free cookies in the you know, hungry fucking women going in there to get a fucking cookie. But when they hear a man's voice and it sounds, could be delicious, they all come around and say, oh, is that your new man? Oh my God, did you have another man here last week? I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. You guys having a good time? Yeah! I need to see you, but definitely look me up on Facebook. Thank you so much.
Good stuff, everybody. Fun stuff.
I'm glad she got to come out here. That was actually, you know, the show after this, Jay's Coney's got canceled, so we tacked on a couple comedians to the evening. I'm excited to have him out there. Sophia's great.
Yeah, it's great.
This guy coming up next, he's going to be performing here. He was going to be performing at Jay's, but doubling up now.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for my co-host, the illustrious Zach Gaiman.
I like that. The illustrious second. I wish it were true. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. Give it up for yourselves. Yeah. So far, this is cool, man. My dad was my math teacher in high school, and it sucked. It was weird. I don't know if you guys had parents that were in the school system, but it wasn't fun. I didn't have a good time. My dad would bring problems from home into the classroom. A lot. He'd be like, Zach, what's the answer to this equation, and why didn't you take the trash out last night? And I'd be like, my friends would start laughing, and I'd be like, shut the fuck up, don't encourage him, like, don't do that. I go back at him, like, I don't know, Dad, when are you going to finish the kitchen renovation you started 12 years ago? Now you get detention. It's bullshit. People would ask me all the time, like, is he your favorite teacher? I'd be like, fuck no. And I'm not his favorite student. Like, my dad liked the girls, like, he liked all the, I don't know if he fucked them, but he liked all the girl students. He didn't. My dad doesn't bang my stepmom. It's okay. He's lazy. I have a strange family, man. I had a stepmom, I got a stepdad, I got a step-grandpa, and a step-grandma. If you look at my family tree, it's a staircase. It's pretty cool. I'm like a Pornhub fever dream. Like, there's no category that I don't fit in. That's what I'm saying. It's pretty exciting. It's crazy though. We live in crazy times, guys. This is a crazy time to be alive. Donald Trump's president. Yeah, I don't know for how much longer, but you know, he's president right now. You know, Kobe Bryant won an Oscar. I'm still kind of like stewing on that one. It was like 20 years ago, but I'm like, wow, Kobe Bryant won an Oscar. It's like, what's next? Kevin Spacey wins a humanitarian award? Like, what's going on with this world? Like, O.J. Simpson has a Twitter now, guys. You remember O.J. Simpson? O.J.? Yeah. O.J., man, he was a star football player, he was a movie star, and he got away with murder. There's nothing this guy can't do. Like, sky's the limit doesn't apply to O.J. Okay? This guy, he had a hit TV show made after the murder that he got away with. Fantastic. The People vs. O.J. Simpson. I highly recommend it. And what's fucked is the guy that played O.J. Simpson is in trouble for sexual misconduct, and I'm like, which is worse? I don't know! But it's a great show. I highly recommend watching it. There's this great, my favorite moment, this doesn't spoil anything, but there's this great moment where you have Robert Kardashian looking out at his kids. Robert Kardashian is portrayed by David Schwimmer, way better than anything he ever did in Friends. Anyway, and so he's out there and he's looking at his kids and he's very sad. You know his daughters, Kim, Courtney, and Caitlin? They're looking at him and you can see that he's sad. And you can tell that he's like, man, what if that were my kids? What if my kids were viciously murdered like that? And I bet if Rob Kardashian were alive today, he would be like, why hasn't anybody viciously murdered my daughters? Why are they still on this earth? I think O.J. Simpson should run for president in 2020. I really do. There's nowhere else he can go from here. It's either he runs for president or he colonizes Mars. That's it. That's all O.J. has. And I'm for it. What's going to change, guys? We're still going to have a washed-up celebrity in office. It's a bonus because he's black, okay? Awesome. 2, he's still going to go on golf trips. He loves golfing. That's not going to change. Our taxpayer money's still going to go to that stupid hobby, okay? The only difference is if a leader wants to talk some shit, we can let the juice loose. And that's pretty awesome. Juice 2020, who's with me? Juice 2020, Juice 2020, Juice 2020. Yes! I love when I get people to go along with that. The last crowd I did that for turned on me quick. I was carried out of the building. Oh man, I love death-defying magic tricks. I do, but every once in a while, not every time, but every once in a while I want it to go wrong. I do. I just sometimes don't want the lid to open. You know, I want you to actually saw that lady in half. A disaster. I was watching this video of this guy doing a magic trick, and it's you know, just an escape trick. He's in handcuffs, he's got ropes tied to his wrists, the ropes are tied to trucks, the trucks are driving in opposite directions. He's just got to escape. Simple, right? I assume. I don't know, I'm not a magician. But I'm sure he's done this 9 out of 10 times. I want to see the 10th time. I want to see the final destination moment, where a kid like farts and it triggers a bird to fly away, and while he's working on the trick, he's like, oh, there go the trucks, better take my time to create tension, and then boom, the bird takes the key, and then rip! He's ripped in half. Don't know, that's an artist. That's a man who put his life on the line for his art. That is a man I will be a fan of forever. If I die one day for a joke that I've written, then I know that all the seedy bars that I've been to, all the shitty people that I've met, and all the money I haven't made will be worth it. Maybe not for him because he's a magician and that's fucking dumb. But for me, that's ace right there. I like that. Oh. I don't like gender reveal parties. I don't know how we're still getting away with this in 2019. You know, with our 40 genders, how are we still deciding between a boy and a girl? Those are dangerous words to say now, guys. These selfish, heteronormative, probably polyamorous, selfish parents deciding what their child's gender is. Let the kid decide. I'm going to throw a transgender reveal party. Where you go in thinking, you go in and it's a potluck, but when you leave it's a rave, and you're like, that was a rave the entire time. Never once was it a potluck, it was always a rave. And I will remember it always as that. A lady died leaving a gender reveal party, which I think is the most appropriate way to leave a gender reveal party. You know what I'm saying? And another way to leave a party is I was at a 1-year-old's birthday, not by choice. It's not like I actively do this. My girlfriend dragged me along. And I decided that if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna fuck around. So I decided to talk about my dogs as if they were my children. And never allude to the fact that they were dogs. So I'm sitting in this circle of dads. The moms are over there with the kids, the dads are all chilling. And they're all talking about their kids, like, oh, Tyler did this today, and little Timmy lost a tooth. And they're like, what about you, Zach? Where are your kids? And I'm like, they're daycare. You know, we drop them off. They're just a little hyper around other people. They're jumpy. One of them likes to hit. They're like, that's weird. And I'm like, yeah, you know. They're like, how old are they? I'm like, the girl's 5, boy's 3. And they're like, oh, cool. Are they like you and your girlfriends? And I was like, well, no, our mom found the first one. She texted us and was like, hey, I have her. Do you want her? And I was like, yeah, sure. Let's see what this does for our relationship. And they're like, oh, wow, that's cool. What about the boy? And I was like, the boy is actually her mom's neighbors. He had a brother and a sister. They're dead. He's the last of his brood. So we took him in. We thought it was, charitable. He's been with us since he was a baby and grown up. He's good. They're good. And they're like, oh, what are their names? I'm like, Piper and Gruber. And they're like, oh, Gruber, that's an interesting name. And I'm like, yeah, he's named after Hans Gruber from the Die Hard film. Because we adopted him after Alan Rickman died, like the day after. And they're like, oh, wow, that's cool. And the party continues. And I keep this shit going a majority of the time. And then we get to the present opening part of the party. Part of the party. That's fun to say. Words. Part of the party. Anyway. Where the kid has to open presents. Now, ladies, if you haven't had kids, this applies to you. If you've had kids, this doesn't. But if you haven't had kids yet, for the first couple of years of their lives, the birthdays are really just for you. Okay? Like, those kids don't know what the fuck is going on. So, open your presents for the kids, I spent 3 hours watching this 1-year-old baby try to open a bag. And by the end of it, I was like, fuck it, my dogs are my kids, and I killed myself. I'm a ghost right now. I'm a ghost right now. Oh, man. You guys are fun. I really appreciate you guys coming out. This was a good time. I'm a big believer that we should legalize weed everywhere. I really am. I think we should just legalize it everywhere, get it over with. I'm ready to give up my life of crime, and it's just really hard, you know? It's like I'm very exhausted being a gangster. Very tired. But I want weed to be legalized. More so that we can call the era forever on is the Stone Age, which is pretty fucking smart if I do say so. I'm not trying to pat my own back on that one. But I recently caught my brother smoking weed, and my brother doesn't smoke weed. Like, he doesn't drink. He's a goody two-shoes, always has been. So this was a big moment for us. And I catch him, and he's like, oh, shit. And he like starts to hide everything, and he's like, sorry, please don't be mad. Please don't be mad at me. Please don't be mad at me. Please don't tell mom and dad. I don't want them to be mad at me. I don't want you to be mad at me. And I'm like, bro, like, it's weed. Like, I don't care. Like, it's fine. And he's like, yeah, but it's your weed. And so my brother's grounded from here on out. Thanks, guys. My name is Eric.
Ladies and gentlemen. One more meeting for you tonight. We got one more in our great lineup. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give a warm round of applause to Miss Sondra Slade.
What's up? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me? Now that'd be rude as hell if I said everybody else shut the fuck up, huh? But y'all been talking through the whole goddamn set. Everybody said, I'm just saying, shit, don't be rude no more, okay? Okay. Just saying, pay attention. Give it up for the comments that's been up here. Yes. Don't do shit like that. Ooh, it took me a long time to get up here because I've been working out. I ain't trying to brag, I'm hurting, okay, because I'm old as shit. I was like, yeah, I can make it. And I walked up and downstairs, I was like, oh my God, I hate this place. Anybody like Alexa? No, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. I don't like Netflix. I'm just kind of taking a fast from media stuff. Because I hate when Netflix and Hulu comes on and says, are you still watching? Don't judge me. Just keep the shit rolling. Shut the hell up. You know, I was watching Hulu and I fell asleep and I woke up. Are you still watching? I'm like, are you watching me? Turn the shit off. But I do love Alexa a little bit because she does allow me to make big appointments. Okay? It's helpful. You know, I'm a busy person, so I gotta schedule that shit. But kind of fucks up when my 12-year-old says, Alexa, what we doing this weekend? I gotta slap Alexa. Shut up! No. I don't need her to say, oh, we got dick this weekend. No. We're gonna go play, do some art shit, just do stuff like that. That's what we doing. My 12-year-old, if anybody has kids, you know when they become a middle schooler, they become assholes. I mean, they just, they get that weak spot that you have in your sense, and they go for it. Like for Halloween, I asked my daughter, I was like, what are you gonna dress up as? And she's like, oh, I'm gonna be a martial artist, I'm gonna do the Day of the Dead. Okay. So I'm like, well, what should I dress up as? And she was like, well, you already look like a tired mom. Bitch. I sold all her damn candy. I was like, yes, no, we're not gonna do that. Let me tell you a little quick thing about Sophia. She tried to help me out when I was eating edibles, okay? This is the advice she gave me. She was like, if you eat peppermint, you won't have the munchies, right? I ate a whole damn box of Altoids. I was like, shut the hell up. This shit does not work. It does not work. I had a girlfriend, a white girlfriend, and she called me a savage. The reason why she called me a savage because she failed to tell me that she had put weed in the cupcakes. So me being a fat ass, I'm popping them in my mouth. And she doesn't tell until, she's like, oh my God, you're a savage. I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, the cupcakes and stuff. So I was like, shit. We're at a PTA meeting. So I'm like, okay, I gotta play this off. I gotta be cool as shit. Okay. So I put on my glasses at the PTA meeting. I guess they kind of figured out, like, why the hell, it's 7 o'clock. When you come in your glasses, I was like, cool. Chill. And she kicked in a little bit later. I have another friend that she is selling magnetic eyelashes. I don't know who the hell made this shit up. But I've never looked at a magnet like, let me put that on my eye, let me see how that works. No. I think in 5 years we're gonna get a call, it's gonna be on TV. If you had these, please see us because your eyes are drooping now. I thought about getting it, and then one of my girlfriends, she was like, well, if you get it, I'll get it. And I was like, no. And I was telling my daughter about it. And I'm thinking, if I do this shit, I'm gonna get close to my refrigerator and just lock it. I'm like, and she's like, where else are the bitch don't let So y'all see that? I didn't try it, she did this shit to me. And I have friends, the eyelashes, they should not go up to your eyelashes. They should not go up to your eyebrows. We know this, right? I have the flutter eyebrow. No, you don't. No, you don't. You weren't born with that shit. Let's let it go. Let's go with original parts that you had. One of my male friends was like, yeah, I hate that shit. And I was like, you look like a fuck up Winnie the Pooh. I wouldn't be talking. Just let that shit ride. So, I was driving in Oklahoma City, and I don't know, anybody use Google Maps? Kind of helpful. Yeah, it's kind of helpful, right? It helps you sometimes. It gets you there a roundabout way, whatever the hell, on a trip or something. Well, I'm listening, and it's telling me there's a speed trap ahead. And I'm like, okay. And I look up, the damn police officer is behind me. I was like, oh, you a my bitch. He's right behind me. So I'm slowing down. And as we're going, we've gone a couple places by this time, and it says there's a disabled vehicle ahead. So I'm like, okay. It's like 6 times, so I'm like, okay. So my daughter, like I said, she's 12. She's smart as hell, but some days common sense don't pick up. So she's like, Mom, we passed 6 disabled vehicles. And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, I didn't see the sticker. I was like, what? And I'm sitting there like, no. I said, what do you mean? She's like, the disabled sticker. And I said, on the fucking car, you mean? She's like, they don't have the disabled. I said, baby, it's not a handicap. I was like, damn, Tulsa Public Schools. Fucking fuck. I stay in school and shit. I love her, but some days. Dating in Oklahoma is hard as hell, so I decided to stop for a little bit. I was dating younger guys, but they were fucking up the best years of my thighs. I was like, no, trying to work out this, you want me to do back and forth? No, I'm not doing none of this. No. I date older guys, which is a wonderful thing. There you go, you like the older guys, they hands up, yes baby. They got the benefits, whoa. Only bad thing though, sometimes they think they know more than they actually do. They're like, yeah, I can show you some things. I'm like, Mr. Motherfucking Magoo, you can't show me nothing. This man was so old and trying, he wasn't even a little engine that could at this point. And he's like, yeah, I can do some things. I'm being the supportive woman that I am. I decided to help him find his way, right? So I put some glitter down there. I was like trying to guide him in, like, Delta, come on this way, right? He still didn't know what the hell he's doing. I'm like, it's gold. You don't notice the difference. What's going on? But, you forget about, you clean yourself and everything. But I went to the doctor a couple of days later. Oh, yeah. So, they get real. You laying up in the stirrups. And the doctor's like, oh, you must have had a party. I'm like, oh, shit. How did he know? There was some blood. I was like, oh, my God. And I was like, well, I was trying to tell him, he's like, please don't do it. Use the edible glitter. And then I started looking at my doctor like, what you want to do? I'm here. So I'm looking for another doctor. I'm passed. I was like, I don't know how to take that. I took that as rejection, but I figured he's seen enough. You know, one with glitter does not, does not do it for him. So, like I said, I've been working out. My trainer, don't move, no. If you met this motherfucker, you like, I mean, he's nice looking. I'm like, when I first met him, he was like, yeah, I can stretch it out. You know, I can get the panties wet. I'm like, shit, yes, sign me up, yeah. And I'm thinking let's move on a date. So he's like, you know, you just have to come visit me. And I'm like, okay. So I go to this little building. And he's like, you know, I don't see the gym because he's a booth, so it's all in the back. And I'm like, yeah, okay. We're talking. He was like, yeah, you know what? You've been thinking about doing better and doing more. And I'm like, yeah. He's talking my language, yeah. And he's like, okay, well, I'll see you next week at 5 in the morning. I was like, oh, he like to be early. Alexa, schedule this shit. So I get there and he was like, you know, give me 30 days and I'm going to make you better. And I was like, okay, that's kind of odd. 30 days? I figured the first shot I can tell what you're doing or not, right? After 30 minutes of me on the damn treadmill, he was like, I need you to sign this claim. I'm like, I know I was signed up for them classes and hurt myself, right? But he's sadistic. Like he does, I think I paid him. I'm not sure. I don't know how he gets my money, but. And being a comic, I say shit. You know, I shouldn't. But every time he says something to me, he's like, do 5 more reps. I'm like, fuck you. You know what you say? Focus. That's what I wanted you to hear. I got in trouble the other day and I'm dancing and shit. Because he was like, you know, he was busy with other clients. And he was like, what are you doing? I was like, cardio. Damn. Yeah, I added 5 more reps. But, you know, that's the way of life. But, ladies, if you've ever ghosted somebody, just own it. I did it. I didn't like it, but I did it. But I told him the reason why I ghosted you because he wasn't shit. He basically dick was trash, you know. So he was like, that's kind of wrong, you know. And I said, well, I consider myself a coach. And he was like, how is that a coach? And I said, a coach. I create opportunities and I check holes. You've been checked. So he got sidelined. I was like, you know, you think you're a player, but you've been sidelined. Matter of fact, you keep on fucking with me, you're going to be traded. My name is Sondra Slade. Y'all have a good night.
Sign up for 75 shows at 8:30. Come on, support.
No, anybody can try.
Yeah, anybody can try.
There's no barrier to it.
And always take care of your bartender behind the back. Yeah.
December 13th.
Yeah.
The next one's second Friday of every month. We do this.
Yeah.
Coming out. Join
a whole
us.
new group of winners. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.
Thank you guys so much for letting me. It's okay. You're gonna be fine. It'll be caught on this. It won't be caught on this.